When we think of nail art, we often picture bold colours, glitter and dramatic shapes. But today, we're stepping back to a much quieter chapter in nail history, the Victorian and early modern era. From the 1800s to the early 1900s, this was not a time of nail art as we know it, but it was a time that shaped everything that came after. In Victorian and early modern society, nails were expected to be short, natural and softly rounded. They were never meant to stand out. A well-kept nail showed cleanliness, discipline and good manners. Anything bold or colourful would have been seen as improper, especially for women of higher social standing. Beauty was meant to look effortless, even though a lot of care went into achieving it. Rather than decoration, this era focused on nail maintenance. Nails were carefully filed and shaped, then buffed with soft leather to create a gentle, natural shine. Cuticles were treated with oils made from beeswax, almond oil or rose water. Manicure sets became popular personal items and were often beautifully made, kept in small cases at home. This was the beginning of the manicure as a regular beauty routine. There were no bold nail polishes yet. If colour was used at all, it was extremely subtle. Some people used pale rose powders or lightly tinted oils, just enough to make the nail look healthy rather than coloured. By the late 1800s, early liquid nail products began to appear, but they were sheer, discreet and barely noticeable. The aim was always the same: clean, neat and respectable. During the reign of Queen Victoria, modesty and restraint were highly valued. Hands were often on display through letter writing. Tea rituals and social visits, so neat nails mattered. Working women, however, usually kept nails very short for practical reasons. Nails weren't about self-expression yet. They were about fitting in. This period may feel quiet compared to later decades, but it's incredibly important. It gave us regular manicures, personal nail tools, nail care as part of everyday beauty routines, and most importantly, it created the clean foundation that allowed bold nail fashion to explode in the 1920s and beyond. This period may seem quiet compared to later decades, but it is incredibly important. It introduced regular manicures, personal nail tools, and nail care as part of everyday beauty routines. Most importantly, it created the clean foundation that allowed bold colour and creativity to appear in the decades that followed. For this episode, I've put together a Victorian and early modern inspired nail giveaway, themed around soft elegance, classic care, and timeless finishes. To enter, create a set of 5 nails inspired by Victorian nail art, post your video and tag me before the end of March, add it to the playlist in the comments, and comment "I'm in" on this post. Thank you so much for supporting this series and for joining me on this journey through nail history. Each era adds another layer to the nail world we know today, and the next chapter brings us closer to the bold styles and colours we start to recognise. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with a fellow nail lover. I'll see you in the next era.